What's up, folks? Good morning. VA3EWV. Gonna be getting started here. This is gonna be my second to the last day of doing the net from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. roughly. Because I'm gonna be starting a job there. It's like an hour or so drive from home, so I'll have to be leaving around 6:30 every day. So I'll be missing the net. This net has been going on for about 5 or 6 months, so hopefully it continues and the guys take it up where I left off. It's 8 o'clock now, so we're going to be getting started. Here we go. Good morning. The time is now 8 a.m. This is Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor, Ernest Vincent from St. Andrews, West Ontario. We're looking for any emergency traffic or seeing if anybody else is using a repeater. Please come now. Good morning, Ryan. I got my volume turned up today. Okay, nothing heard. Thank you for joining me on this second to the last net. I'll be starting a new job there on Tuesday in Ottawa, and I have to be at work by 8 o'clock a.m. So that means I'll have to leave quite early. I've been trying to work out some parking for the last 2 weeks, but have been unsuccessful, so I'm probably going to leave at 6. Anyway, let's get started. It is 8:01 a.m. on this TGIF Friday with On the Air with VA3EWV. Ryan is out there bright and early this morning. Ryan has already said hello here, K15TJL. It is 14 degrees here in St. Andrews West. We're looking at 9.2 hours of sunlight. So that's really good. That's the most I've seen in a week there. We're going to have a high of 13, a low of 3, 86% chance of precipitation. And it's looking good outside. Clear skies. I got a lot of leaves raked yesterday and going to try to get the rest of them done today. Anyway, we'll start taking check-ins. VA3EWV listening. Thank you, Ryan. 11/17/2023.
VA3KCB.
Net recognizes VA3KCB. Good morning to you. How you doing out there, Rick?
That was me practicing my Morse code. Oh, wonderful. We got a high down at the river at 15 degrees.
Hey, Devin, how's it going?
Again, the river is calm. We don't have sun.
Devin, you can always join me on the Facebook there, eh?
Not sure why you ended up with the sun, but if you wish, you can send it this way. Over.
As they say, here comes the sun. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I'll definitely be sending it over that way to you. Devin has logged in this morning as well. There, everybody. Rick, just letting you know too. VE1DXW is out there as well. We're getting quite a lot of Facebook people out there. One day, hopefully, we'll get the Echolink back, and then you can hear all these people. They're cutting up and laughing out there, by the way. Ryan has got the ha-has going and stuff like that. They're having a good time out there on Facebook. Good to have you in there, Rick. Good that you're enjoying your riverside view there. Let's see who else is on there this morning, then we'll come back around to you. VA3EWV listening. My disappearing cup. Or reappearing cup. Rick, look like it's just me and you out there on the airwaves, eh? VA3KCB.
The morning seems to start that way, but
TGIF.
then everybody gets a big yawn and they feel a little guilt, and then they jump in there.
come on now. This got to be a treat there. What's going on, Jim? You got a twofer going in there this week, eh? Come on in there.
Yeah, good morning, Ernest. Well, I decided to catch a few Zeds and get up early because I've got
Oh wow, it's 10 minutes. Yeah, that net's bumping.
steal some precious liquids from me this morning, sometime between 8 and 10 a.m. So that's why I'm up again.
VA3EWV, VA3EWV returning. Yes, that's right. Those precious liquids, you're going to have a vampire visit this morning. I see how it is. I was in Ottawa about 2 weeks ago because I was trying to get a job with Ford there. And everything was going good. Then they were like, oh, we're going to push everything back 2 weeks and this and that. But anyway, they sent me out there to get, they said medical done, right? So I got to the place and I was like, oh my God. They're probably going to have my fat behind out there on some treadmill or doing push-ups and sit-ups and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. You know, because, cruising in at 55, I'm still young compared to a lot of you guys out there. But still, and I am terrified of the needle, just terrified. So the first thing that she did was take my blood pressure. And she's like, oh, your blood pressure's really high. And I'm looking, I'm like, my blood pressure's never high. And she says, yeah, I mean, like one more point, they won't take it. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, what I was waiting for this whole time was for them to want to do the blood work, right? Because that's what I think that we're going to do. Anyway, they didn't do that. Let me pause. So they checked my eyesight. And, I just want to break it to them. I've been doing those eye charts since I was 1. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I have the whole chart memorized. I mean, I'm 55 years old. I've been half blind the whole time. And I can just go down the doggone chart without looking at the chart, right? I mean, it's kind of like me remembering everybody's call sign here. If you do it so much, you know it, right? So I'm like, oh, well, she's like, cover this eye, cover that eye. It don't matter what eye's covered. I can be blinded and still do the chart. I'm like, they haven't changed that thing in 55 years. Anyway. Moving right along, before I digress, they never did any blood work. So I said to the lady, look, before I go, can you do my blood pressure one more time? I said, I get nervous when I come up in here. And then lo and behold, it was like super low, right? And I'm like, see, told you. But I'm like, I'm definitely afraid of the needle. And that's why my blood pressure was up. Anyway, we've had 4 check-ins already this morning. VA3KCB rigged down by the Riverside. VE1DXW Devin coming off the end of his other net, they call it the Wake Up Net in Nova Scotia. And boy, man, I got to talk about that one. K1S, 5JT Ryan, and then VE3XID getting ready to give us some precious supplements there. We got anybody else in there? Come on in. Net recognizes VE3ARF. Rob, come on in, Rob. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ernest, and everyone else on the net here. I'm not going to hold it too long because I'm in traffic. But I decided to check in now while I'm still in the busy area, and then a little later, while you're just listening along, and when it's a little quieter, I'll join you back in again. VE3ARF Mobile.
Well, we appreciate you having you in there. And we know that you're listening. Thanks for joining us on this TGI Friday, Rob. And good travels to your QTH there. And we'll know you'll be back on the side listening. All right, VA3ARF, VA3EWV returning. All right, guys, we're looking for more check-ins. Come on now if you'd like to. VA3EWV listening. Okay, well, it's chit-chat time. As I sit here and smile over at Brian, still laughing on the net there. I got the privilege this morning of joining a net from Nova Scotia. It's called the Wake Up Net. VE1CT, again, Victor Echo 1 Charlie Tango is the repeater that they use. And you can access it via Echolink. So Devin messaged me early this morning and says, hey, the net's on. Because I've been trying to get on that net. He had invited me a little while ago, probably a month ago. And I could never get in because I was not on the right repeater. So today we got the repeaters worked out. And let me tell you, that guy that was running the net, VE1CT, yeah, that's his call sign, excuse me. VE1CT, that guy had it going on. You guys know I listen to a lot of nets. And after listening to him work that net this morning, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go back and go to, how to be a ham 101 or how to be a net control operator 101. And this guy's smooth as butter. So I hope that you guys get out to here. Anybody that's out there that Echolink, like Rebecca and Kimberly and everybody else that's out there, if you can get on and on that net, and I'll post it, of course. It is something to be. It's different than any net I've seen. So, Devin, could you give that guy the kudos for me there? He really wants a good net. Okay, anyway, we've had 5 check-ins. Looking for number 6. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. Okay, well, I'll just have some questions out there. Besides the local club's Monday net and this net here, anybody out there that's listening, do you participate in any other nets? Please come down and with your comments. Go ahead. Okay, we got some quiet folks out here. I guess these are the only 2 nets that we participate in. Well, tonight I'd like to invite you to the Covey Hill net. I can hit that repeater from here, from St. Andrews. I'm about 40 feet up in the air on a tri-band antenna. I love listening to nets and stuff like that. That net is going to be on. Let me find it here, and they do have Echolink as well. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. So the Covey Hill net, if you want to join it via Echolink, is VA2REX. VA2REX-B, if you want to join the Echolink there. And if you don't want to join the Echolink and you just want to log into it, period, you can get it on VA2REX there, 145.590. Anyway, it's on my webpage there. I listen to it every Friday night. The net control is Steve. He runs a really good net too. So if you like to hear a lot of guys and girls having fun, that's the way it goes on that net that I listened to this morning with Devin there. Had quite a few ladies on it as well. Anyway, just out there sharing that, and we're going to be on the side listening and waiting for anybody else that wants to check in. VA3EWV listening. Net recognizes VA3ARF. Go ahead, Rob.
Many moons ago, there used to be quite a few good nets that ran on HF, and they were kind of like DX nets, and I used to participate in those because when I was early on chasing and hunting DX in new countries and things, lots of guys frowned upon them, not in the DX world. They said it was like being spoon-fed. But what would happen is you get these guys who were in these rare countries like missionaries in Africa and that, and they didn't want to handle those big pileups that come along with calling CQ. So they go to these DX nets, and then the net controller could control who's calling in, and then
VE2RX-R.
Like if there was say 5 stations, rare DX stations, you go you might be on the net, so you work to everybody that joined in. But it was a good way of, getting some rare DX countries.
Now that sounds like some fun too. I can see myself spending quite a bit of time on one of those. Rob, what I was going to say was it's really nice to get out there, and again, to me too. I don't want to say it like this. The word I'm about to say is not in the negative tone, but it's a good time waster. Especially when I travel, like I'll be traveling back and forth to Ottawa. It helps keep me alert. It helps me, I'm tuned into something, I'm listening. And it's not like the radio that I would God forbid, fall asleep listening to a song or something like that. But, you get into these, you listen to these conversations that people are having, and it keeps you, like I said, alert. So I'm very happy to know that when I hit the road now, heading to Ottawa there at 6:30, this net over in Nova Scotia is on. And like I said, man, that's a high energy net. As soon as I got there, I was like, oh my God, these guys are flying through. But you know what though? They could use that whole thing, this is pause and then say your call sign, because they were having 4 and 5 people trying to check in at the same time, which is very impressive. But they're doing 3 places. I forgot what Devin said they were doing, but they're doing like PEI, Nova Scotia, and another place, the Maritimes. But yeah, I'll be happy to be sitting there commuting now, and I'll have a good hour from 6:30 to 7:30 just listening to the fun out there. And they run Monday through Friday as well. I can't wait to hear some of those DX nets and stuff like that. And I've been looking at a pretty affordable radio, a mobile radio that does 10 meter, 6 meter, 70 centimeter, and 2 meter. It's a quad band. So I'm looking at getting my hand on that to put in the shack, because I don't want to be taking this radio in and out of the mobile. Okay, Rob, thank you for those comments, and we're going to open it back up for any more comments or any check-ins. VA3EWV listening. Well, anybody got any big plans for the weekend? VA3ARF, I took, it's not that you gave me advice, but you were saying that your daughter was putting up the decorations. So my daughter's bringing my grandson over today, and I'm like, hey, Melanie, do you mind help put up some decorations? She says, well, not today. I'm just dropping off Preston. I'm heading on out, because I have to have something. I have stuff to do. I'm like, okay, we'll be waiting for you on Sunday to put up some decorations. So now I have her set up, and she loves doing the tree. Sarah likes getting other stuff ready and making decorations. So last year I had I had 3 tables downstairs, and they were looking at all these things on YouTube. So instead of buying stuff, we made stuff last year. They even brought it home with them. So we're going to do that again this year, get that stuff all made up and stuff like that. I'll have the Christmas playlist all ready to go. And I have an extra tree that I'm going to put on the back porch. The wife likes to go out there in the morning and have her coffee. My son and his new girlfriend there, they go out back and do their business. It's not coffee, but they do their business. And when the daughters come in too, so I'll have a Christmas tree out on the back porch there. It's just an extra one. The wife needed to have a new tree for the new house. And I was like, we don't need a new tree, but I didn't win that battle. But anyway, I'll put that other tree out on the back, and have it set up that when they come out, they can just tell Google to turn on the tree, and I'll have the music playing in the background. So yeah, we're getting all geared up here in the Vincent QTH for Christmas. How about you guys out there? VA3EWV listening. Oh, Ron is watching. What's going on there, Ron? Let's see who we got out there. Ron.
I'll go first. Yeah, it's going to happen. My daughter just gets the Christmas bug, and all of a sudden, the whole house is decorated everywhere.
Ron, how's it going this morning, bro?
Living room, everywhere.
She's
already got some decorations on the door outside, so I know it's coming.
Yes, indeed. Well, we just got a new check-in here. Number 6, we got Ron out there. I'll have to go find his call sign. Ron, we thank you for joining us out there on Facebook there. I'm telling you, I'm tickled pink with all the people that are coming in via Facebook and from all over the place. Last night I was talking to a guy named Tim. He's in our group, and he was calling me trying to get his API set up. So him and I worked on that, and he was actually successfully able to get me. We were able to send each other messages back and forth through APRS, through our radios. Also, we just had Michael join in there as well. I think that's VE3LI, I think, because we have 2 Michaels with the same spelling. So it's either VE3LI or VA3AQE. But we have 2 more that's joined in there for us. And also thank you there, Rob, for those comments there, VA3ARF. Okay, anybody else wanting to check in as I get these call signs put in? Michael and Ron, if you can put your call signs in there for me on Facebook, that'd be awesome. VA3WV listening. Ron Hitman. Oh, VE3HR. Okay. Okay, that is VA3HRO. So that is the other Michael. That's probably the one and only Michael. So VA3HRO, thank you for popping in there for us, Ron. And I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, anything you're doing special on the weekend, you can leave it in the comments. VA3HRO.
Or I might even be able to leave it right here.
You actually startled me. I'm writing it down there, and I know you probably saw me when you startled me when you said, "Good morning to you, Ron. How you doing today?"
Oh, it's Mike.
Oh yeah. Oh God bless.
VA3LI.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all right. I can see you there, Ernest. We're watching you. Doing a good job. Thought I'd get in here this morning. Came down to the shack earlier. So I thought I'd get in here and give you another beat for your pot, sir. You're looking well this morning.
I really appreciate that. You know, I got up this morning and it was like, oh, because I'm loving the fact that I'm going to work, but I'm dreading the fact that I won't be out here yakking with you guys. You know, we'll see what happens though. My wife's like, wow, you're pretty into that radio stuff, eh? And I'm like, yeah. And just goes to show you guys, when I went to go purchase my radio here, it was a significant purchase for me, being a very new ham when I got it, and absolutely hardly knowing anything about radio. And when I was listening to those guys in Nova Scotia today, they're like, don't even try to figure out all the stuff about ham. One guy, he said he was in there for 50-something years, and he's learning stuff every day of the week. But anyway, my wife, I used to say to her all the time, she'd go out and buy all these things, and then they sit up in boxes and they wouldn't get used, you know? You know, she said to me, I hope you don't buy that and it just sits around and collecting dust. So we can all laugh at her, the joke's on her, because this radio gets used all day, every day, hey? So thank you for popping in there, VA3LI, and I hope you guys gonna have a good weekend. If anybody has any special plans out there or whatever, you know, go ahead and share them out there, and we'll love to hear from you. VA3EWV listening.
Hey, Ernest, I have a story about what you just were talking about.
Nick recognizes V3ARF. Come on in there, Rob.
I think I was like 13 or 14, and I was asking my dad for some equipment for radio because I didn't have a job. And he did the old, you're just going to get tired of it, and it'll end up in the closet, you know. And,
Okay, Ryan's gonna, okay.
Many years later, he passed
I do channel 20.
And anyway, I brought it up to him. The same story. I said, remember when you told me I was just going to like get tired of radio and then we just go in the closet? And he goes, oh, I was just trying to motivate you. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Hey, oh my God, you had me laughing there. I'm going to come back with you. I have a couple of things from the Facebook there, Rob, and then I'm going to reply to your thing there. Devin, he said he has been working 40 meter. He's got contacts in New Hampshire. Ryan said he's headed to the mobile shack and he's about to drive to work and get on some 11 meter there and have some fun doing that. I'll be doing that as well on my drive into Ottawa. There's a group of guys I met 2 years ago when I first moved here, and it was so funny because all their handles ended in man. So you had Maple Man, Snowman, Plow Man, this man, that man, the other man. And I was just Ratchet Job. So I kind of like stuck out. So there was all these mans, and then there was Ratchet Job. I hope I can and I was back then though I had to be to work at 6:30. So I was driving from here in St. Andrews, just out of Cornwall, to Ottawa, and I had to be in my seat at 6:30. So those guys were already up. Reminds me of some of my friends out here, like Echo Victor and Jim VA3EWV. You know, these guys are up. And also Michael there, VA3EWV. These guys get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. By the time I get home here at 8, it's like lunchtime for them. Okay, let me bring it over to you guys for comments, and then I'll go on with my story for Rob there. Okay, and also any check-ins. We are shy a couple people that usually come in. I don't see Dean in. I didn't hear from him yesterday either. That was kind of strange. So we haven't heard from Dean yet today. We haven't heard from VA3EWV. I think that's, we haven't heard from those two. We usually hear from those. So if you guys are out there, just say hello so I can know you're still on this side of the, okay? Anyway, I'm going to pause for the calls, see if there's any emergency traffic, then I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, VA3EWV returning back in the shack here on this TGI Friday on November 17th. It's a great day out here. The weather's looking up and promising. I hope everybody has a good weekend this weekend. And VA3ARF, this is for you. You don't have to respond. I know you're driving, but your name came up in a story last night. You ready to hear it? So I was telling everybody earlier that I was talking to Tim, and I'll get his call sign here shortly. But Tim and I were trying to get APRS up, and he's like, yeah, you know, I was out of ham. I got back into it. I'm trying to get the APRS because I used to do this way back in the day, but I just can't get into those other digital modes. You know, I'm going to try, but I just can't get into them now. I just don't understand them. You know, and one I don't understand is FT8, right? And no, I just want to say this. I'm not trying to push or promote FT8. It's just another thing out there to me, like 10 meter and everything else. It's just another form of communication. I said, oh, I know this guy that I talk to all the time. His name is Rob. He does FT8. And it wasn't until I went over to his house and saw how hard it was to get it. And he goes, what do you mean? So I brought up my screen for our APRS stuff. And I was trying to, you know, and I brought up a picture that Rob had posted of the shack. And I said to him, you know, here's a person here, you're trying to get a hold to him. So you're trying to sing your tone, you know, just like you'd be calling, you know, out to somebody. And you're saying their call sign and you're trying to wait for him. And then, you know, he might really want that person, then he can't get him. Then he sees another person, then he can't get them. And I said, but here's why he does it. Let me pause. So I brought up QRZ and I was sharing my screen with him. So we're on Facebook. Facebook lets you share screen, and we're trying to do some troubleshooting on APRS. So I brought up your QRZ for your VA3FR. And he goes, oh my goodness, because he sees all these things that you've done, right? Or like it shows all in QRZ. And then I said, oh, that's not all though. Look how many people have tried to contact him. And then I went to your other one, VE3ARF. And then I started showing him how many things were there. 444,724. I said, so here's basically what happened. This guy has worked every band there is, CW and radio, and telephone, and he's done it all. And then he was like, oh, there's nothing else to do. Then along comes FT8, so it's giving him another way of getting back in radio and getting energized. And then when I showed him how difficult it is, he goes, oh, now I see that. So, sometimes, let me pause. Sometimes the moral of the story is sometimes people are quick to say something about something they really don't understand first, eh? Until they get to understand it. So again, this is not me promoting any type of thing. It's just me saying that sometimes you're looking at something on the cover and it hasn't yet been explained to you, right? And now he goes, oh yeah, now I understand why he's trying to do that. And I'm like, yeah. So now he's trying to work all the countries again in this mode. By the time he gets through with this, because it's not as easy as it seems, and I'm like, he hasn't even done DMR yet. DMR. Maybe I'll get him hooked on DMR by the time he gets through with this. Anyway, back over to you, Rob. I just wanted to tell you that story. Over.
Okay, it's true, and just for interest sake, the FT4 is similar to FT8, and it's just shorter contacts, and it's fun too. So if they're not on FT8, they could be over on FT4 frequency calling, and you're right, and I think I'm up to about 239 countries on digital now. So there's out of 340. So working my way up to the honor roll on digital modes. So it's just adds a whole new a window to the world for me. And who knows, maybe when I'm old and putting a home, I'll be on DMR trying to work the world.
Well, no, it looks like you have about 100 contacts left there, VE3ARF. You have about 100 contacts left. You get to have some time on radio, which is great. So when you get to the 50 left, let me know, and then I'll invite you over to the shack and start getting you all acquainted with DMR there. And then you can start working your stuff on DMR over.
Okay, no, I'll do that earlier. I'll learn about it earlier. And, but again, getting back to the digital modes, it doesn't have to be FD8, it can be FD4, PSK31, there's so many of them. They're just so well designed for bands like 6 meters where you just don't get the conditions, and having that extra 10 dB under the noise threshold, it's there. People are out there and you can make a contact. I don't understand what the objection to that is. I really don't. I think it's fun. Anyway, the VA3EWV mobile.
Well, I know if a lot of XYLs found out about FT8, right? They would be probably pushing their husbands to it, because I know my wife is consistently coming to the door, turn it down. She supports me, by the way, but I have everything like wide open. It's just like, is it loud enough? And I'm like, no, not quite, but this as far as the knob goes over to the right. But, if I could, the moment I start doing that, she's going to be super pleased, right? Because she's not going to have to turn the volume up on the TV to listen over me. Okay, guys, guys and girls, it is 8:33 a.m. here in St. Andrews West. We've had, so far, 7 check-ins. First check-in, VA3KCB Rick, VE3DXW Devin, K15TJL Ryan, VE3XID Jim, VE3ARF Rob, VA3HRO, and VA3LI. Do we have anyone else trying to check in this morning? Please come now. I want to give this VA3EWV. I want to give a shout out to you folks like Rick, Devin, Rob, well, the whole gang, for coming out almost daily. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I do some little, I just love doing stuff like that, some little recognition things, because I really appreciate you guys coming out. So I do one that's called the Golden Mic. I never explained it, but I thought it would explain itself. The golden mic is for people who come out and they participate every day. At the end of the day, when I came in as a new ham, I found out that a lot of people don't talk. A lot of people just have those little sticks that they listen to radio, not talk on the radio. So I was intrigued by that because I failed my test like 7 times. So I'm like, why would you go through all that stuff just to listen, eh? But to each his own. But anyway, keep it on moving. That golden mic is out there because I really appreciate people that get on and make the effort to get out there and talk. And as we have technology issues, they're still getting out there on Facebook and chiming in. That's what that's about. I also do the golden pin, and what that is for people posting things. So, I saw Rob posting pictures of his shack and different things like that. His on the air signs, his new creations from AI. I saw Devin out there posting this week. Michael, VA3EWV, posting. It's always good to have things like that stuck out on the web there, and those things that are shared. So again, thank you all for all that stuff. I hope you guys like all that little, and you know what? All the things I browse, I don't see anybody else doing that. So that's pretty intriguing. But thank you all. This is my second to the last one before Tuesday hits. And I'm hoping that you guys keep it going on when Tuesday comes and goes. Anyway, we're going to pause here for any emergency traffic, take a 5-second breather, then we'll be right back. VA3EWV. Okay, nothing heard on the emergency traffic there. We're on the air with VA3EWV on this TGI Friday, and we're going to be looking for any comments or any check-ins. Please come on in.
You get 10 golden mics, you get a free coffee at Jimmy's. That's what I was told. That's why I come checking in.
I hear that. What do you think about that VA3KCB? You stack your mics up and you can trade them in for stuff, eh?
Leave it to Rob. I'm not too sure how many gold mic awards Rob got. I'm not too sure how many I've got, but I guess we got a long ways to go, Rob.
Hey, as a people manager for so many years, what you see me doing now with the little Facebook page, I don't, well, not a lot of people associate their radio with Facebook, but Facebook is communications, YouTube, all that stuff is communicating, eh? But have you guys seen any other stuff like that? Looking for comments.
Ernest, I have a comment. I haven't seen it for radio, but I have seen it, like my Apple iPhone, just for the fitness app, has something like that. And it's motivating, it is. If you meet your goal, like every day of the week, you get they show you with a little badge. I mean, it's kind of hokey that way, but it is motivating to keep going.
Oh yeah, I like my rings. I was out there doing leaf raking. And at the beginning of the summer, Rob, I was getting the 3 rings like halfway through the day. I was hooking it and booking it, right? On the tractor, cutting this, pulling that, and then after all that stuff got finished, because I've been sitting at the house with nothing to do but chores, it was like, come on, time to stand up, And I was like, wow, I've been sitting a long time. So it is motivating to tell you to stand up, tell you to get a drink of water when you're, and stuff like that. And, I like those rings, Then when I get back, I'm going to be getting stuff just because I'm not going to want to pay $20 a day for parking. So I'm probably going to be parking at a $10 parking spot and walking a country mile to work. So I'm definitely going to be getting some steps in to try to avoid paying what's that, $100, $400 a month in parking? Oh my God, I can just see that coming now. Anyway, yeah, those things are motivating. I like to do it. I can't wait till I get back into management again. It's going to be hard this time around because, increasingly they keep wanting people that are bilingual to do roles that don't need to be bilingual. In the computer business, everything that we do there has really nothing to do with French at all. All the tickets have to be done in English, and all the technical stuff, they only speak it in English. It's not like they say what it is in French. I never hear anybody saying cavalier or whatever they call a keyboard or whatever they call a mouse. They say mouse keyboard, right? So I can't wait till Google gets on with it. So where they have this technology, I saw them with this. It was called Google Glasses. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Let me pause. But my wife's phone, her Samsung phone that she has a new one, but her phone from like 6 years ago, you could be looking, I used to take it with me every now and then to work when I was at Canada Post. And you could be looking at a full French document and just hold the phone up to it, and right in front of your eyes, it would just translate it in real time to French, right? And also, when we were doing Tupperware, there was this lady that spoke Cantonese that would always come and do business with my wife, and they would both have their phones, and as a woman speaking into the phone, it was spitting out English almost perfectly, and then my wife would speak into the phone, and it was spitting out Cantonese almost perfectly. So, they need to get that Lieutenant Uhura earpiece so we can get on with it and crush these barriers, keeping folks from jobs just because of a language thing, hey? Anyway, I'm just rambling on at this point, but anyway, thoughts on that. Back over to you guys. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rick, Rob. Net recognized. Rob, did you have something to say? You almost at your QTH there, over.
I'm in Green Valley, I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the idea of that translator device. You should go develop that.
No, I'm telling you, I've been looking at different stuff, and it's really coming. I'm like, it's almost there. It's kind of amazing. I was looking at something last night about my favorite friend there in the States. Rob, you know who I'm talking about. I just can't say the name over the air. It's a sin. But somebody was saying that person was born before TV. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, right? My dad is 80 years old. So if that person was born before TV, that means my dad was born before TV was even out. I don't think my grandkids could ever imagine that there are people that are living now that were born before, I don't know if anybody's born before the cars were made, but I was like, oh my God, that's true. TV hasn't even been out that long, when you look at the big thing of it, eh? Okay, we're going to do one final check-in as we creep up to 8:45 here. We're going to do one final check-in and let everybody start on their wonderful weekend. Looks like it's going to be great out. My wife bought me some Jimmy Dean sausage there in the States, and I'm going to make me some sausage gravy, make me some homemade biscuits, and have something I've missed for a long time, biscuits and gravy. I don't know if any of you have ever had the white gravy with the meat in it, put over biscuits. I'm definitely going to be having me some of that this morning. I also have me some grits. I found out that I can get those from Amazon, so the wife ordered me some grits. So I'm going to have me a big southern breakfast this morning with some biscuits, some grits, some eggs, some bacon, and a cup of coffee. And I think after that, I'll go walk out in the yard, do some leaves, and then go to sleep because I only have 2 more days of my vacation left. Anyway, last check-ins, and then we're gonna be putting this one to the side and have a good weekend. Please come down if anybody out there wants to say hello. Net recognized VA3EWV. Michael, we're waiting on you there, man. Good to have you in there. Come on in. Amen to that, VA3EWV. And you know what? I heard a guy saying this morning, I was listening to a net Nova Scotia on Echolink, and they were talking about rain. And the guy said, I'll take rain and stuff like that anytime. At least you don't have to shovel it, right? So I know it'll be coming soon, but for now, we're just going to, enjoy our time there. And while we don't have the white stuff, but I know that we're all ready to go. And I think everybody in our group has all their winter tires on and stuff like that. Or do we have any stragglers in the group there? Over.
They still got the tires on. Everything's real busy. Be a good day to put the Christmas lights on.
Amen to that. But you've already stated on the previous nets, you have to wait for the bad weather to come in. So, once we do get the good freezing rain and the snow at the same time and stuff like that, I'll make sure that I get on the road there and start passing by you guys' places to see you out there struggling trying to get all these lights and stuff and things like that on. We have Kimberly that just joined us too, by the way, everybody. VE3KKA. She's been out of the country, enjoying some mountainous regions and some good scenes out there. Kimberly, it's good to have you in there this morning watching. Anyway, back over to you, VE3AQE, for any final thoughts there. Come on in. Thank you so much. VE3AQE, VA3EWV returning. Kimberly, good morning to you out there. I see you saying good morning. Are you still out of town? Or are you back in? Not out of town, out of the country. Are you back in? And what's your plans for the weekend? Well, please come on in there, Kim. Okay, for you guys out there on Radio Land, that's a big fail because I'm sitting here talking to Kimberly, pressing the PTT, but she's on Facebook. So I don't know why I'm pressing the mic when I'm talking to her. I did that for Devin as well and for Ryan. So I think I might want to go get a check there on the old noggin to see if I'm all there. Anyway, we're just going to wait for Kimberly's responses on there with Facebook. And we're going to be on the side listening for the next 12 minutes there, folks. VA3EWV standing by. This is VA3EWV Ernest coming back in there on the TGI Friday transmission here. Devin VE1DXW put up a little picture there. HF and VHF parking, UHF and up parking, and then prepper. And it has Balefinger bus. I've never heard of a prepper. Could somebody elaborate on what a prepper is in radio? I haven't heard that term yet. Over.
Ernest, my understanding of a prepper is they're heavy in the States, more so than here, I would think. But a lot of States people are getting these ham radios in preparation for, let's say, some
time of an uprising or a nuclear holocaust or whatever, they have their shelters, and then they have a explosion bag, and just for disaster.
Oh, you got home at 2 a.m. Okay. I was wondering what you're doing on the weekend.
Disaster or man-made, over.
Okay, that makes sense now. So, okay, so in this picture, you see, two little cars, got their little antenna up, the little one antenna, HF and VHF, UHF and up, and then you have the Pepper. That's an armored, look like personnel carrier, that's towering over these other cars with all these antennas on them. Looks like it's got a gun pointing out one of the ports and stuff like that. And it says Bill Finger Bus. So now I understand. Michael VA3EWV had posted on the website last night about, let me just see if I can find it. He posted about some place, and I think that's what they were doing, a prepping thing, eh? No, I don't know where that post is. But anyway, he had posted something there about somewhere, I forget what province it was, maybe BC, and they're going to be meeting up. It was a $25 registration fee. They're going to be selling radios on the spot, just to people for like emergency communications or something like that. So I found the phone number of that place and I sent it to him and stuff. I'm like, give him a call and see what it's all about. But that's probably what they are. They're probably preppers. Now these folks here, looking at that ad, they're going to be selling folks radios, and they weren't even licensed hams. Over. Now, I was doing some research on that, that's just to anybody that's listening. They have that oh my goodness, Family Radio something or another. And they also have GMRS or something like that. Anyway, I looked it up and I was seeing how that was in Canada. And in the States, you have to be licensed for it, but it says in Canada that you do not have to be licensed for GS. Oh my God, I can't remember the letters there. But that was interesting to find out that you didn't have to be licensed for that, eh? GMRS. So I did a search on what is the difference between GMRS and FRS in Canada, right? And then it says here in the U.S., FRS, which is the family radio, is now the term for radios under 2 watts, and GMRS requires a license, and it's for radios between 2 and 5 watts. In Canada, you're limited to 2 watts on the GMRS and combined GMRS FRS channels, and 0.5 watts on the FRS channels. So I don't know why they want to sell people, 50-watt radios when you're looking at this. But who knows? They seem to have a little thing going on out there. But like I said, that's not even our province or whatever. It doesn't really concern me, but it'd be a shame that someone's out there selling, these radios to folks and putting them on the air, and they don't even have their license and stuff like that. Now, if these are GMRS radios that they're using it for, that's a whole different thing. But I haven't found any 50-watt GMRS radios on Facebook there. Hey, Hunter is watching too. Hey, Hunter, how you doing today? Anyway, folks, what are your thoughts on that FRS and GMRS radios? Hey, Hunter, how you doing today? Want me to put you in for a check-in this morning? Or you just out there saying hello? You could be number 10, Hunter. You'd be number 10 check-in. Okay, everybody, this is VA3EWV returning. We have 5 minutes left in the ball game before we send it off to this wonderful weekend. We do have Hunter in there that's watching, saying hello this morning. Just waiting for him to respond. If he responds yes, I'll have him down. We'll have a smooth 10 check-ins this morning. Yeah, this has been a fun morning. I'll be back with you guys tonight for those who want to join on the Cubby Hill net. It's a really good net. I love it. I go to those things to learn more about doing nets and how to be a better net control operator. So Steve does a wonderful job there on the Cubby Hill net. And then after that, on Monday, we have the local net here at 7 o'clock in Cornwall. And I'll be doing my final Monday one. And I don't know how long the training's going to be, but I might get lucky and have like a 10 to 6 shift or something like that. And I'll be back on the air with you guys. But on Tuesday, though, I'm planning on hearing from you guys that everybody keyed up on Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, we're going to leave it open for any final comments as we go into this last 5 minutes of the net. VA3EWV listening. Oh, no. We do have a comment from VA3EWV. She writes, in my opinion, it's not a good thing. They're just collecting money from naive people thinking that they need this radio, right? So, yeah, don't go in there with any bad intentions and tricking people into stuff, you know. If you want to do something productive, and have them sign up and do a local training and get those people signed up the right way. That's what I would do. If you're going to do all that time and stuff like that, you might as well have the $25 registration fee or whatever, and get them all, at least their basic with honors or whatever. And then if they do that, do something meaningful and give those guys a discount. Like on radio, right? Like, you pass your stuff, you get a discount on radio. Heck, that's what I would do, if I had the means to do that. Anyway, we're going to be here on the side listening, and we're going to cruise this last 4 minutes on out, waiting for any final comments. Thank you, Kim, for that, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty sad that they out there ganking people like that. So I'm going to start doing up all of our banners and stuff now, and doing our shout outs for the week and stuff like that. I really like that. Shout outs and things like that. I really appreciate everybody out there tuning in every day. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, Ernest in St. Andrews, West Ontario, on the air with VA3EWV on this TGI Friday. Thank you all, one and all, for a great net. Have a great weekend out there. Stay safe. For all you guys waiting for the winter weather to go and put up your lights and stuff like that, have fun with that. We're going to be staying cozy, cozy inside. Looks like there's a good day today, so for those that don't want to do that, get out there. Looks like today's going to be great. It says the high of 14. It's 15 now, so get those finishing touches out there. Everybody have a great weekend. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, we're clear. 7-3 to you all. VA3ARF Mobile, this is VA3EWV. Go ahead.
Hi, Ernest. No, I'm just checking to see if I'm making into the repeater with this location where I am now. And it seems to be that I am.
You have full quality on this sign, good signal too. You sound pretty good.
Okay, I'll let you continue on with your badge making. VA3ARF.
No problem. Have a good rest of your day. And how did you? Oh yeah, I said that. Okay. No problem. Okay. Have a good day, Rob.
I was watching you on Facebook Live, and then I saw that your radio was still on. I said, well, I'll do a test. See how I sound myself.
Oh, I forgot to. Okay, I forgot to turn it off. Good. I'm not a smack talker, eh? Okay, what's up, folks? Yeah, I see that I've left the camera on there. Oh, so y'all just busy watching me do my little badge making. That's cool. Okay, well, I'll keep it on for a little while, and then I'll turn it on off there. Thank you, Rob, for checking back in.
73. And one other thing is, you said you would offer to try to get those tower sections over the rip. Maybe we can coordinate later on this weekend if you have a minute to do that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, if it's fine with you, because I'm absolutely doing nothing this evening. So if it's fine with you, either today, tomorrow, or Sunday, you just let me know when, and I'll just come and get them and scurry them on over there. That's no problem.
Okay, just keep in mind they're longer than the ones you had. The ones that you had were 8-foot sections, and in order to make up the freestanding tower, these are 10-foot sections. It's not a freestanding tower. So just keep the extra 2 feet in mind. I don't know how. I think it's 6 foot 20 roof rack, right?
Roger that. I'll have the you know those orange things that you stick on the back there. I have that stuff. Home Depot just they hand that stuff out like when you get in the long wood, eh? So I've just been keeping them. So I'll have that with me. Over.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, we'll figure it out. I know back in the day, when I was a kid, my brother helped me with the tower once, and he had a Toyota Tercel. So, if the Tercel could do it, I'm sure what you have there, you have an Equinox, right? I'm sure that's larger than the Tercel.
Amen on that. Okay, well, I'll wait your call. Remember, with my Facebook, I don't get it unless it's open. So if you can call me, that'll be better. Okay.
Okay, right on. 73 VA3EWV. Talk to you later.
All right, VA3RF, VA3EWV, we're clear. All right, folks, that's it.